Hey everyone, Razbowski here, and welcome to a Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Top 10 video, and today I am joined by the beautiful Dorko.
What's going on, guys? Dorko here. Hope you are fantastic.
Guys, we have got one hell of a top 10 video today. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 things you missed in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. There is a lot to cram into this video, so get those butts prepared as we dive straight into this beautiful list.
Coming up at number 10, if you look at the left corridor in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, you seem to notice a lot of picture frames placed on the wall. But if you didn't realise already, folks, that these are actually pictures of Scott Cawthon himself with his family.
I love that. I love that he's put his family into the game. I mean, little Easter eggs like that are what we're looking for in the game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn awesome. In at number 9, guys, we have got the Mysterious Foxy. Now, Foxy has a couple here. The first one is you can actually see him peering around the corner as you stare down the left and right corridors. Now, he is I've not encountered him too many times when doing this, but when you look out of the corridor and you flash your torch, you actually can see Foxy peering down the corridor sometimes just before he runs into the room and jumps into the closet. And the second part of the Foxy's one is, if you keep the closet closed long enough, Foxy turns into the cute little plushy Foxy, which again is hinting back to the whole child-like, because we're a child in this game, he's imagining his plushies coming to life. So it's nice to see if Foxy's default mode is right back to the plushie. And I mean, from the horrific guy who gnaws at you when you try to open the cupboard to the little plushie, which is ridiculously cute, is a pretty awesome. And that's why it's in at number 9.
Yes, folks, really interesting. Coming up at number 8 is the Night 3 minigame. You will see a little orange-haired girl with green eyes standing on her own in the grass. If you go up and speak to her, she says something really, really interesting. She actually talks about the animatronics roaming around at night, which is really interesting, folks, because she says after that, and if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone.
This girl has either got some crazy dreams, or this is foreshadowing, or she's actually seen something happen, and she seems a little bit calm for somebody that's seen something like this. But it's a nice little thing that you might have missed if you didn't go up and speak to the character. In number 7, guys, we have got the Mangle Easter egg in the minigame at the end of night 1. Instead of going through the left door, if you go to the right to the second bedroom in the house, you will actually see Mangle torn apart in the bedroom, which is pretty damn interesting because this is the first toy animatronic we get a glimpse of in the game. Even though she is torn up and scattered all over the room, it kind of again establishes the timeline, because Mangle was not seen before 1987 that we know of. The only proof we have of Mangle existing is in 1987, so it's just a nice little throw there to Scott, and its significance in the game, I think, is just to set up the date.
Yes, interesting as well though, Raz, is that it's a girl's room. I think he did that to show that Mangle is a girl, and it's not the speculation going, oh, is Mangle a girl or a boy? Yeah. Pretty sure now that he did that for a reason, and Mangle is a girl.
I've looked.
Coming up at number 6, folks, is at the end of night 3, the minigame again, when you're the child wandering around through the parks and the streets. When you go back to the house, you will see the TV room again. If you hover over the television, folks, you will get an advertisement stating Fredbear and Friends, which shows Fredbear and the gang, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy, which is really interesting, folks, because it shows that Fredbear did possibly have a place where all the gang are there. Yeah,
definitely. It helps us establish that the Fredbear and Fredbear didn't come he may have come before them, but there was an overlap with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, etc., because we always assumed that they came afterwards. So it was nice to see them working in tandem there. So that was a nice little Easter egg there by Scott that you might have missed. In at number 5, which is halfway, guys, we've got the Purple Man Easter egg. Now, to get this one, you have to go to the Night 2 minigame. Now, this one's a little bit harder to trigger because you have to go backwards after getting a little bit of text when you try and go past the shadows of Bonnie and Fredbear, or should I say Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. there's a little bit of text. So if you go to the previous room you were in, with the big red doors were previously in the diner, you will see the purple man putting on like the top half, the head of a spring Bonnie costume on a colleague. So this was the only glimpse we actually get of the purple man in the game, and it just shows that the purple man has a lot of knowledge when it comes to how the spring suits operate. I mean, he was helping out his fellow colleague there, so is this hinting towards the fact that the purple man is inside Spring Bonnie later on, and it's just showing a little bit more that he did really know how to use these suits? Which is really interesting.
Yeah. It also shows as well that Purple Man has been there since the start.
Yes, he's been there for a long time. So that was another juicy little Easter egg that Scott left in there for us.
Coming up at number 4, folks, next to the bed behind your back where the Freddles roam, if you actually look on the left side where the lamp is, occasionally you get 3 Easter eggs hinting that we are in a hospital state. So we get the pills, we get the flowers, and we get the IV. And something really interesting about the hospital, folks, which will come out later, about the heart monitor. It's really interesting, folks, and me and Raz and a lot of people obviously think that because we're at a hospital, we're probably in a coma from the bite, and it's just so awesome how Scott is making these Easter eggs mean something, you know?
Yeah, it is. He's telling us little parts of the story that we didn't already know. We kind of assumed the child was in some sort of coma state because it's all a nightmare, and he's imagining Fredbear and Bonnie and Chica, etc., with these huge teeth. So we already knew it was some kind of dream or hallucination state. But getting the fact that we've got the flowers and the pills and the IV bag, it just shows that the kid has suffered a terrible fate, and he's along with the rest of the Easter eggs, we already know that he's scared to be in his house. So imagining himself in that situation with these plushies that he's already had, and they've sort of turned on him. So I can understand. I can understand putting all that together now. So it was really just another clever device used by Scott to tell parts of the story without making a big deal of it, if you know what I mean. Just a little hidden part, which is good. In at number 3, guys, we have Nightmare, the brand new animatronic for this game. Nightmare, we see this guy from Night 7 onwards, and he basically is another version of Fredbear, or Nightmare Fredbear. He's like the shadow version. It does say this in the files that he is referred to as Shadow Freddy as well, which is very interesting. However, the part of this that is most interesting is if you actually zoom in on his head, you can see a brain inside of his skull. Now, is this hinting towards the fact that Fredbear was the culprit of the bite of 1987, and perhaps this Nightmare character is actually the victim's soul is maybe inside this now? Is this part of the victim's brain that is sitting inside this animatronic now? Who knows? There are many theories to go on there, but it's definitely something worth pointing out, and that's exactly why that is in at number 3.
Yes, folks. Now, if you remember at number 4, I stated about the hospital items being on the bed. Now, this completely will amaze you, folks. Some of you already know this, folks, but at the end of night 6, when you get the forgiveness of his brother saying, sorry, please forgive me, and right before Fredbear says, I can fix you, he disappears, and so does the child. But as soon as the child disappears, folks, you will hear a slight sound of our heart monitor completely stopping, which obviously hints that the child died.
It's so sad. It's so sad seeing that the child died. I mean, such a fragile skull to be destroyed like by Fredbear, so I can understand why he did. But again, it was another subtle thing. Scott didn't make a huge difference of it. I mean, we could have guessed because the child did fade away at the end of the minigame. But hearing the heart monitor very, very quietly underneath is just heartbreaking, and it's something.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it's in at number 2, guys. It's so sad. But anyway, in at number 1, the top spot for the things you might have missed in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 goes to the phone guy Easter egg. A lot of us have been wondering, where is the phone guy? Why is the phone guy not in this game? However, Scott has decided to throw the night 1 phone call from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 into the game. Now, when you're playing the game, you might hear some sort of garbled, almost like static or weird noises in some of the nights. And actually, if you take the sound file, somebody decrypted it from the, I think it's from the Android version. Anyway, if you take it out, you reverse the track, and you heighten the pitch a little bit. It is the exact phone call from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So it's just beautiful how he ties all of the games together like this.
Yeah, as well, with the phone call from Night 1 does mention the bite of 87, so it's interesting to see why he's linked the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 phone call with Five Nights at Freddy's 4, because there is a lot more things in FNAF 4 which are very linked to this game.
Yeah, definitely. Could have picked any phone call, but he picked that one.
Yeah, exactly.
He picked that one specifically, and that is exactly why that bad boy is in at number 1. Anyway, guys, there we have it. That was our Five Nights at Freddy's 4 top 10 things you may have missed, and hopefully you did enjoy today's video. If you did, then please hit that like button. It really, really is appreciated. And if you have your own top 10, pop a couple of the suggestions down in the comment section below.
Yep, if you're on my channel, folks, Raz's link will be in the description down below. He's an awesome guy, does lots of theories. Me and Raz have always been collabing together, you know the drill. He's doing lots of awesome FNAF 4 theories, and to me, he's the king of FNAF 4 because he's the first person who bet Nightmare Mode. Oh,
thank you very much. And Docco is an absolutely fantastic guy. Not only does he do amazing Five Nights at Freddy's 4 theories, he also is ahead of the game when it comes to news and ultimate features on scottgames.com and stuff. So if you want to be ahead of the game, then go and make sure you subscribe to Docco for awesome gameplay as well. And you will see his Twitch streams, which he's fantastic at that as well. But either way, guys, we're going to get out of here. Have a fantastic day, and we love you all.
Take care, folks.
Bye.